Yeah, that's nice.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this last City Council meeting of 2018 for the City of Stayton. I'm going to declare the meeting to order, and would all of you help me with a flag salute, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Let's see. Councilor Lidwell is not here this evening.
Anybody heard how she's doing?
I hope well, recovering from medical procedure. We hope she's doing well. I haven't heard any more than that. Staff is here. Where's Dan? Dan is out.
Dan is excused from this.
Yeah, okay, thank you. And let's see, are there any additions to the agenda? Declarations of ex-party contact, conflicts of interest, bias, general hatred? No?
Mayor, I move we approve the consent agenda.
You want to get up close to my machine there?
Mr. Mayor, I move we approve the consent agenda and minutes.
Okay, well,
we're not there
we're going to do comments from the public first, but thank you, Mark.
I didn't see any green sheets over there.
Mr. Patty, Councilor-elect David Patty.
Good evening. I'm David Patty, 982 Cooper Court, Stayton, Oregon. I just want to take some quick time here, Mr. Mayor and City Council, sort of city staff. I realize that you elected officials are all in very thankless positions. I just wanted to say over the last 10 years in the military, I kind of know a little bit what that's like. And I would like to take the opportunity to thank you all for your service. And I wish you all future success in your endeavors, those of you who will not be with us at the next meeting. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you, David. I've always been, as an Army veteran, I've always been a little uncomfortable with that because way back when, and this was in the early 60s, this is just what young men did. In a thing called selective service, which you signed up for when you were 18. And as we got mired down in this thing called Vietnam, more and more young men got called up, several 100,000 a month. And it was just something you did. It was just part of being a young American male. You could find some girl that would put up with you and get married for a while. You could stay in school. Those that had money and connections did that, became career students. The rest of us just got called up. But it was just part of being a citizen. There was no expectation of gratitude. It's what our fathers and grandfathers and great-grandfathers have done. Why not us? But it's nice. It feels good. And us older guys get this when we're wearing pieces of uniform and at certain things. But I never got real warm and fuzzy about it. It was just something you did. Thank you, though, David. Okay. This isn't about me. Kevin Sears, please.
Kevin Sears, 558 North Larch Avenue, Stayton, Oregon. Good evening, council members. I'm here tonight to talk to you about the trail going from Evergreen to Larch Avenue. The trail is going to run directly behind my house and my neighbors Jack and Kathy's house, where the proposed bridge is supposed to go in. And we all have a general concern about safety to ourselves, our personal property, and also our privacy. As this trail runs directly behind all of our properties, and I spoke with Mr. Stevens a couple weeks ago. Apparently it's supposed to go right behind our properties as well, back out towards Washington. And so I was just kind of wondering if any kind of the drug issues that are happening behind NORPAC are going to be addressed, because this is just putting a highway for these folks into our backyards.
I don't know, would anyone care to take this one on? I mean, it's a real concern. Chief?
We'll talk more in detail about this in January and explain a little bit more. But this trail is a trail that Rotary is actually putting in with partnerships with the city and with NORPAC and the Water Control District. And the plan is to run it from along the back of the creek, from Evergreen out and come across Washington, and then break a section back down to Ida Street. We're trying to get, we have quite a few volunteers that are already working on it, and I'm sure we'll have more that will be in the future. What Mr. Sears is concerned about is the criminal activity that could go on there. We don't see a lot of criminal activity on our other trails in town. Is there some? Yes. But one of the hopes is that the more people use it that are not partaking in criminal behaviors, will push that out. A lot of times, the criminal people that are doing the drug types of activities don't like to be around other people, and when you get good populations going through there, they tend to find other places to go. So that is part of the hope. It's an area that will also be patrolled by the officers as well.
Chief, Mr. Sears' his privacy concern. This go right through, right along his backyard?
It'll run behind his backyard,
Behind his backyard.
On NORPAC property.
Fenced? Is it?
No, it is not, sir.
It's not fenced. Okay. So we're going to have to address those privacy issues at some point, right?
Yes.
Right, Chief?
So.
Right?
Correct. Yeah, I missed your question.
We're going to have to address those privacy issues at some point, though, aren't we?
So that's something that can be looked at.
I mean, where that trail does go through backyards or alongside them.
It doesn't go through their backyard.
Well,
it goes along the edge of it. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
All right. Okay.
And privacy is only but a small concern versus the amount of theft in our area. Our house has already been burglarized once. My car's been rifled through many times, and we've had multiple cars in the neighborhood stolen just within the last couple months. So if this is actually going to happen, we as a neighborhood need some kind of reassurance. There's going to be some kind of patrol going on, because the amount of, I guess, unsavory folks, I guess you could say, roaming around our neighborhoods is quite high.
Kevin, is there any kind of neighborhood watch in that neighborhood?
As far as I know, me and my direct surrounding neighbors, we watch out for each other. I have cameras on my house. I've had numerous neighbors come to me after they've had a car, a bike, something stolen, asking for any kind of footage they can get from me. I always give it up to them. Just last Saturday, neighbors across the street had packages on the porch for maybe an hour, and they were gone. And whether they reported it or not, I have no clue.
Neighborhood is considered armed foot patrols, right? Okay.
I would like to think so.
Just wondered. I want to see if I can get a rise out of Chief on that one, but okay. So there's more work to be done in several areas over there.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you for your time, everybody.
You bet. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Any other comments from the public? Consent agenda. Mark, I think you're ready to
Yeah,
jump on this one.
It's fine, I move we approve.
Okay, a motion, is there a second, please?
I second.
A motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. And the motion is passed and the consent agenda is approved. And we have a short agenda this evening. No public hearings, no unfinished business. New business is Resolution 984, authorizing a full faith and credit financing and related matters. Who wants to take this one?
I'll be glad to.
Please.
Yeah, Andy Parks, Finance
Andy,
Consultant. Good evening, Mayor, City Councilors. Yeah, as you recall, the city's fiscal year 18-19 budget included about $1.5 million to fund the construction, complete the construction of a stormwater detention facility. Also included in that budget to help finance that, since you didn't have all the dollars available, was up to $725,000 in long-term debt. The resolution before you provides the authority to your city manager or his designee to go ahead and complete that financing. Presently, the nature of that financing would be with a bank lender. It would be a note obligation, full faith and credit of the city, up to a term of 21 years, an interest rate not to exceed 4.5%. And the authorities and all that, reside in the resolution. I'd be glad to go over any of those with you. There's also within the resolution a couple of other items, appointing Delafield or Hawkins Delafield as your bond counsel. It's the same firm you used in your last financing. And then also D.A. Davidson to be the underwriter or placement agent. And if it's with a bank, it would be a placement agent for that. The other item that's key in this is it's the tax exempt financing, and as such there needs to be since pretty much have expended the funds, you need to have a resolution that authorizes the reimbursement to the city for expenditures that were made for this capital project in order to take care of the tax exempt feature of this.
Okay.
Would be glad to address any other questions you might have related to the financing and go from there.
I don't have any. Questions from the council?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
what's this likely to cost altogether? Do we know?
In terms of the total payout?
Project, for the project?
Yeah, it's $725,000. Counselor,
It says 1.4, is that right?
1.4 million.
well, the total cost, construction cost is going to be right around 1.4 million,
Okay.
I believe, when you figure the design and so forth.
Right.
You're between grants and other, city resources, you're going to end up only coming up with 725,000 maximum for, related to long-term debt. So you've got well over half the costs already, through grants and other resources.
Just finance the rest.
Okay.
So Andy, would it be more, I know that there's a challenge with bonding authority with the stormwater funds, I'm not sure, but, a 21-year term at 4.5% on $725,000, we're paying as much on interest, or as close to as much on interest as we are on principal. Would it be better to bond it or to borrow it?
Well, bonding would be about the same thing. What we've gone through, myself and D.A. Davidson is looking at whether to put it through a public offering or to do a loan. And the total interest cost is actually higher through a public offering because you're going to end up with more fees and underwriting fees and legal counsel fees and so forth that ultimately drive the true interest cost higher than a bank financing. So, the way to reduce your overall interest cost would be to shorten your maturity. The downside to that is your annual debt service payments are going to go up. And right now, with a 20-year financing, you're looking at potential rate increases in the stormwater utility of around 15%. If that were to shorten it to, say, a 10-year maturity, you're looking at a rate increase of well over 20%. So it really just comes to, you guys, in how you want to balance, those increases in rates versus
It was the
getting the
expensive
debt.
bonding. Yeah, it was the expensive bonding that I wasn't sure of.
Yeah, once you get over $1 million, bonding, may make some financial sense, but, but less than that, it's really going to be your cheapest financing sources through a full faith and credit bank placement type of obligation.
Okay, thank you, Andy, on that. Anyone else have anything there? Okay. Couple of possibilities here. Approve the attached resolution as presented, amend it, or not approve it. So what would you folks like to do?
Move we approve.
This is the last big piece of business for the year, so.
I move we approve as written.
Here we go. Okay, a motion to approve the attached resolution as presented, resolution number 984. Is there a second, please?
Second.
And a second. Comments, thoughts, discussion?
I got my question answered.
Okay. Alyssa, would you poll the council on this, please?
Sure. Counselor Mullen?
Yes.
Counselor Quigley?
Yes.
Counselor Cronquist?
Yes.
Counselor Esselman?
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0.
Okay, thank you. Good, all right. Staff commission reports, none. Presentation, comments from the public. Anything else this evening? Business from the city manager. Keith?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I think I will defer to you. I know what you have coming, so I will let you have the floor.
Yeah. I don't know. The staff always takes care of these temporary leaders. And so now, rather than let me just wander around with thoughts and like a ping pong ball, they've scripted my presentations.
They want to hear what you did with
So all I have to do is read. I don't have to interject any terribly interesting comments or thoughts or asides. Probably better for everyone else, not necessarily better for me, but better for the rest of the group. So, as I said earlier, this is the final meeting for the Stayton City Council, and I'd like to take a moment to recognize council members who have terms that are coming to an end. It's all right. Please join me as we thank these community members for their service and contributions as members of the Stayton City Council. First, Councilor Priscilla Glidewell, who served from January 2015 to December 2018. Councilor Joe Usselman, who served from January 2015 to December 2018. And Councilor Mark Cronquist, who has served from January 2017 to December 2018. Thank you again for stepping forward to serve our community. Please join us as we enjoy cake and refreshments upon adjournment of our meeting. And a good hand. Business from the council. Anything? Mr. Sears. What's a phone number, please?
That's going to be on the record. Why don't you tell the chief there?
What?
Chief, take that
You
down.
probably don't want to put it on the record there.
Yeah, just put it on a, yeah, I just wanted it. It doesn't need to be on the record. That's fine. Okay, any business from the council? Anything? Comments from anyone? Future agenda items, December 17th is canceled. That's good news. So we will
have a meeting again.
we will meet on January, is it January 7th? You guys realize that's almost 5 weeks that we don't have to worry about anything?
You don't have to worry.
We don't have to worry.
Okay.
Christmas shopping that day?
Yeah. Okay, thank you all very much, and please join us for cake and or refreshments? There isn't a bucket of margaritas back there, is there?
No alcohol.
Sorry.
Okay, well, okay, we're done for this evening. Thank you.